Real reason why Brock Lesnar destroyed John Cena at WrestlePalooza. Good Lord. That man straight dominated John Cena at WrestlePalooza. That was just ridiculous how they really let Brock Lesnar beat on John Cena like that. And to the point where the kids were crying. That's the funny part. Because John Cena's entrance, John Cena had all them kids come out there with him. And I ain't gonna lie, I like what John Cena do with the kids. But for him to get decimated by Brock the way he did, I'm like, I don't want to see now one more John Cena Brock Lesnar match. I don't want to see it no more. Just like I don't want to see now another Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar match. I don't want to see it again. And it's like Brock, every time he comes back, he always targets John Cena. Leave that man alone. Goodness gracious, leave John Cena alone. Go for somebody else. But we gonna dive on into see why he actually beat on John Cena the way that he did. So let's get it, Renzo gang.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with another video. WrestlePalooza is over and fans are still trying to process what they watched in the opening match, with Brock Lesnar pummeling John Cena like he owed him money. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at the real reasons why Brock Lesnar destroyed John Cena at WrestlePalooza. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. That was definitely a rough night for John Cena and some fans. It was like watching Cena's 2014 SummerSlam match against Brock Lesnar all over again, as the Beast Incarnate manhandled him from start to finish. Cena mounted a brief but futile comeback, hitting multiple AAs, only for Brock to kick out and then proceed to hit anywhere from 6 to 123 F5s, depending on who you asked. Or whatever the case, Number 1, WWE wanted to shock its fans. A Triple H promised plenty of excitement for WrestlePalooza and some big surprises. While the WWE's first PLE on ESPN was an average show at best, including a total absence of any meaningful surprises, it's obvious WWE thought watching Brock Lesnar dismantle John Cena on the last leg of his farewell tour was an electrifying way to start the show. While it was shocking in some sense, some fans felt it wasn't the best way to honor the man repeatedly praised by WWE's announcers as the greatest of all time. As no reason Cena had to win, indeed he had a strong win-loss record during his farewell tour, something quite different than his last few years in WWE, not even picking up a singles win since 2018. Nevertheless, Cena didn't have to look like a punk at WrestlePalooza, or did he? Number 2, Cena's leaving and Brock isn't. As short of John and WWE working the fans, which is incredibly unlikely, the 17-time world champion is leaving at the end of 2025, and he's not coming back, at least for a match. However, Brock Lesnar is another story. The Beast is back after a 2-year vacation, and it's believed he's inked a new deal before his return at this year's SummerSlam. That means WWE has a blue chip wrestler it can use as needed, and one it obviously wants to keep as a menacing figure. While it's easy to fault WWE for having Cena lose in such a lopsided way, there's some merit to the idea that if you want to put over the guy who is sticking around, it did mean that John Cena had to look weak in the process. Number 3, the match was motivation. Brock's decisive win could be partly due to WWE management wanting to convince Lesnar that they didn't sign him to a new deal to put mid-card acts over. WWE may have even told Lesnar that they had big plans for him and that his match with Cena would be a repeat of 2014 SummerSlam, showing how much faith they have in him. John Cena has been very protected in 2025, so a win like Brock's is a major achievement, especially for someone who's been out of action for so long. This win.
Now, what would have been good is if they would have had Brock come back when John Cena was a heel. That would have been good. For the first time. Well, no. Back in the Ruthless Aggression era, John Cena was a heel and Brock was a face, but it is very rare. But now I will say this: I am very upset that I'm calling him Edge since he's over in AEW. Adam Copeland, he's not in WWE while John Cena's on his retirement tour. That's to me personally, that's one of John Cena's best rivals. I mean, John to me, in my opinion, John Cena's best WWE rivals of all time: Edge, Randy Orton, CM Punk, AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar, um, Umaga, and I would say the Great Khali and JBL. Those are John Cena's greatest rivals in WWE history. Period. And to me, John Cena Edge is probably like my favorite John Cena rivalry of all time. Him and Edge. And I think he's going to end up facing AJ Styles. I hope he does. I would love to see John Cena and AJ Styles go at it one more time. I did get to see him and Randy Orton go at it one more time, and him and CM Punk go at it one more time. I wish that Edge was there. Unfortunately, he's in AEW, but they both paid tribute to one another, and I love it. But let's dive on. Let's finish this. Yeah.
The first time a promoter thought a worked achievement was the proverbial carrot it could use to entice a wrestler. Number 4, Cena's quest for 100 wins is still unfulfilled. Can John Cena get to 100 singles PLE wins before he's retired? He's definitely
Oh,
close at 99,
I could
and
have sworn.
WWE has been
I could
reminding
have sworn
fans
he
that
had
its
over
resident GOAT
100
is
wins.
definitely
As
closing
long as he's
in.
been in the
However,
company.
it's almost October and the clock is ticking, as Cena only has 5 appearances left, which means he has less time to seal the deal. A win at WrestlePalooza could have been Cena's 100th win, a huge milestone sweetened even more by beating Brock Lesnar. Regrettably
I
for
ain't gonna
Cena,
lie.
that's
Cena,
not
I
what
don't think he's
happened,
gonna.
and he has to find a way.
I don't think Cena's gonna win his last match. I don't think he is. And I feel like John Cena is going to be. I know he's going to be a Survivor Series, but I feel like he's going to be competing at War Games because I think they're heavily marketing him to compete at War Games. I think he is going to compete at War Games. But I ain't gonna lie to you, December that's gonna be hard because like I was a huge John Cena fan growing up. It's gonna be hard. Like I honestly I wish that The Rock had a retirement tour match, retirement tour matches because The Rock was before John Cena. Obviously, he was my favorite before John Cena. I would love to see The Rock have a retirement match. I wonder who John Cena's final opponent gonna be. That's gonna be crazy. I wonder who his final opponent's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be between. I'm gonna make a guess. I'm gonna just predict this now. I feel like it's gonna be between AJ Styles, Jacob Fatu, Seth freaking Rollins, Braun Breaker, AJ Styles, Seth freaking Rollins, Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, or Dominic Mysterio. Those five. One of those five are going to be John Cena's last opponent. One of those five.
To win if he wants to set another record. In John's case, a personal record, as The Undertaker has well over 100 PLE wins, besides winning his 17th world title. Number 5, Brock's Big Boast. Interestingly enough, Brock can now boast that he not only squashed Cena, but he denied him a chance to get his 100th PLE win. Given WWE's incredibly weak booking, this is unlikely to happen, but it does create an instant program where Lesnar taunts Cena, perhaps even threatening to make sure Cena doesn't win his 100th PLE match. Will it happen? Well, probably not, as WWE seems too busy counting its money rather than pleasing its fans. Number 6, Cena wanted to do the time-honored tradition. No matter how you feel about Cena's lopsided loss, you have to admire Cena for doing the time-honored tradition by putting someone over big on his way out of the promotion. While WWE needs to avoid
How?
having Cena lose to
Okay. How can you put over Brock Lesnar? Like Brock Lesnar, he's just over on his own. There's not much you can do to put over Brock Lesnar. Just like when John Cena loses Roman Reigns, there's not much you can do to put over Roman Reigns. Like, come on, man.
too many people before he
I get it,
retires,
but
it is important for him to lose to superstars WWE think will benefit from a win as one-sided as Brock's was tonight. Granted, one might think WWE would give a big win like this to someone who isn't established as Brock Lesnar. An argument that fans were definitely making when Brock snapped The Undertaker's unbeaten streak at WrestleMania 30. But
that
it's
was
clear
hard to watch.
WWE wants Brock at the top of the food chain. Cena has made it clear in interviews that he wanted his farewell tour to be about giving back to the fans and the WWE by working any programs they asked for, which also led to a dreadful decision to turn him heel. Fans can now add getting
I
squashed by
hated his
Lesnar to
heel
the
run. I'm
questionable
not gonna
booking
lie
Cena
to you.
agreed to in 2025.
I hated
Number
John
7,
Cena's heel
the
run.
squash sets up a rematch. Tonight's Cena vs Lesnar match
What?
was
No.
billed as their final encounter. But since when have fans ever believed anything promoters said, case in
I
point
don't wanna
Triple
see
H
a
promising
rematch.
that
No, that's
WrestlePalooza
it.
would be
Let it
full of
go.
surprises. Tonight's match could have been the setup for a heated rematch where Cena demands a rematch with Lesnar and digs deep to
No.
show his fans that while he's
No.
nearing the end of his career, he's still abiding by his creed of hustle, loyalty, and
No.
respect. Cena vs Lesnar Part 2, if booked correctly, and obviously fans don't want to see Cena get flattened a second time in a row, could give John a great send-off at Saturday night's main event or the upcoming Crown Jewel show. Everyone loves an underdog, and any rematch between John and Brock is going to have the odds favoring Lesnar, the perfect way to sell this match. Number 8, Brock vs Cena in War
Oh
Games. Now, although
God.
Cena's dance card may be too full
Whoa,
to
whoa, 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 whoa. Pause. I don't mean to keep pausing this, but if y'all put Brock Lesnar inside of War Games, oh my lord. Oh man. The last thing you want to do is have Brock inside of a cage. That's the last thing you want. My thing is, if y'all have Brock Lesnar inside of War Games, you better have Roman on your side. You better have Braun Breaker, Nah, that ain't gonna be fair. Nope.
squeeze in
Uh-uh.
another match with the Beast Incarnate, that doesn't rule out John Cena facing Lesnar and Paul Heyman's new crew in a War Games match. Now that War Games is a Survivor Series tradition, fans know that they can count on seeing a major feud play out in a two-cage structure. Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed are a lock, and Brock could join in, either leaving things as a 4-on-4 match or adding another member to Seth's crew. As for Cena's partners, Roman Reigns and CM Punk are the best candidates, and with Jey and or Jimmy
Yeah.
Uso fitting in well, although there are plenty other superstars who could show up, putting Cena into the War Games match will give him a great chance to work a match he's never competed in, adding even more star power to the bout and giving Cena a chance to tame the beast. Number 9, fans will wonder what Brock's game with Heyman is. What was Paul
Right.
Heyman and his friend, as opposed to client, doing together for tonight's match? The thought of Lesnar aligning himself with Heyman seems incredible when you recall how Heyman betrayed him to help Roman Reigns. Then again, this is wrestling, where alliances of convenience are always made to get an advantage. Now fans can only wonder if Brock is using Heyman to get close to Seth so he can strike and grab the World Heavyweight Championship, or Heyman is using Lesnar in another of his elaborate schemes to help himself. Number 10, someone can get revenge for Cena. Or will John Cena get revenge he
Ooh.
needs against Brock Lesnar? Now it's too early to tell, and while we have suggested some scenarios where Cena could strike back, Brock's win also opens the door for babyfaces to step up and challenge Brock. In a normal world, there may not be many people
Jacob.
willing to take on Lesnar after he annihilated Cena, but in a dramatic world of wrestling, babyfaces will not take kindly to Brock's senseless beating of Cena. Who will step up to challenge Lesnar could be a compelling storyline, particularly if WWE gives him some real opposition rather than going with the predictable storyline of R-Truth going for payback. Lesnar's return to the top of the mountain
No.
could see some classic rematches, including Lesnar vs Orton, or even some new ones. Number 11 sets Brock up as world title contender. Tonight's trouncing of Cena also shot Brock right back into the title contention. Now that doesn't mean that Lesnar has to start chasing one of WWE's world champions, and he certainly shouldn't waste his time with a secondary title like the US Championship or IC title. But whenever
Of
the
course
time is
not.
right, Lesnar is an instant contender, and we have a feeling that WWE isn't going to push Brock into a world title match right away, but when it does, expect a blockbuster. And it makes Brock vs Gunther even more appealing.
Yes,
Speaking of
that's a match
blockbusters,
I'm waiting
Brock
for.
Lesnar vs Gunther is looking better than ever. Fans who've been clamoring for the match had plenty of reasons to be excited. Two behemoths with technical skills that made them a double threat, impressive win-loss records, and a history of destroying opponents just because they could. Unfortunately, Brock's string of losses to Roman Reigns made it look like he lost a step. Although Lesnar showed some fire during his 2023 feud with Cody Rhodes, he still lost the series to the American Nightmare. And one could argue that
Yep.
Brock's biggest role was to help turn main eventers into megastars. Tonight's win suggests otherwise, as Lesnar defeated John Cena with ease, looking like the Brock Lesnar from 10 years ago. Now, obviously, this
Hmm.
changes everything when it comes to Brock locking up with Gunther, and it'll be interesting to see how
Brock and
WWE
Gunther. Oh
plays
my
this one out.
lord.
Most
That's a
likely,
dream
they'll
match.
save this program for 2026, culminating in a singles match at WrestleMania 42. However, the two Titans could cross paths before then, building excitement for their eventual match. But there you have it, folks, the real reasons why Brock Lesnar destroyed John Cena at WrestlePalooza. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
Man, Brock and Cena, I did not want to see that match, but like you said, it's actually going to set up like some more, matches. First of all, I definitely want to see Gunther and Brock. That's definitely a WrestleMania match that we could have had at WrestleMania 40 and 41, but Brock was not with us. I would definitely love to see John Cena in War Games, but if Brock is in War Games, good God, he will destroy everybody. Because I'm thinking how it's gonna be the Vision, Seth, Bronson, Braun, Brock, and somebody else, probably Drew McIntyre against Cena, Cody, Roman, Punk, and probably LA Knight. I don't know. And I would say the Usos, but from what I've seen from Wrestlepalooza, Jay Uso is he's on the concussion protocol, so I hope Jay Uso, hurry up and he recovers. And yeah, Brock inside of War Games, yeah, run. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to see people like Jacob Fatu go against Brock because Jacob Fatu is not no slouch. Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, Gunther. Those like the three main ones I want to see go against Brock. Maybe Damian Priest too. Maybe Damian Priest since he's a good striker. Um, shoot, I don't know who else you can put with Brock, but like I was saying before, by December, since John Cena's last matches will be in December, like I said, these five, I feel like one of them are going to be his final opponent. Seth freaking Rollins, Jacob Fatu, AJ Styles, Braun Breaker, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Those are the five I have who's going to end up facing John Cena. One of those five are going to end up facing John Cena. I hope he actually faces five of them at least because he don't have that much time left. December is going to be here before we know it. It's almost October. I really hope out of those five, John Cena at least face five of them at least, or at least three of them if he can't face all five of them. I would really like to see John Cena go against Braun Breaker, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and between Jacob Fatu and Seth freaking Rollins. I would say Jacob Fatu because it's going to remind John Cena of one of his biggest rivals back in the day, Umaga. Because John Cena, he loves feuding with the Anoa'i Fatu family. He loves to feud with them. He's feuded with the likes of The Rock, even though he's not Anoa'i Fatu. He feuded with Roman Reigns plenty of times, Rikishi, and Umaga. And put Jacob Fatu on that list, and you got something. So, Renzo Gang, post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought. If you enjoyed WrestlePalooza and if you enjoyed the beating of John Cena, hit that like button, share, and subscribe for your boy, Renzo Gang. After December, we ain't gonna be able to see John Cena no more. So y'all better enjoy him while y'all can, cause I know I am. I love y'all, Renzo Gang. I'll see y'all next time. You feel me?